you're a licensed therapist making $40 an hour while agencies are making at least $120 a session, then this video is going to change everything for you. Now, I'm going to show you the exact phases and strategy that hundreds of therapists have used to actually leave their 9 to 5 and build their own 6-figure practices. And it's without going broke, without taking massive risk unnecessarily, and also without sacrificing their financial security. And if you stay until the end, you'll have a complete transition plan to build out your dream private practice. So if you're tired of making and building other people's visions with your skills, grab your notebook and let's dive in. All right, so how to leave your 9 to 5 and start your own therapy practice without going broke. Now, I don't even know I should be sharing this, but might as well. There's a lot of you who could use this. All right, now let's go into the harsh reality that no one talks about in graduate school. All right, so you're just starting out, you're making $22 an hour, and the agency that you work for is charging the clients $150 for that session. That means they are getting to keep $128 of the value that you created every single session. Think about that for a second. You spent 6 years in school, completed 3,000 hours of supervised experience, passed your licensing exam, and you're making $45,000 a year. Meanwhile, someone with the same degree, same license, same skills is making a minimum $120 a year in their own practice. Now, the only difference is the business model. The system is literally designed to keep you as an employee. I mean, 6 years of school, 3,000 hours. You're already worked hard, you're getting burnt out, and you're underpaid. The only difference is going to be this business model. The system is literally just designed to keep you as an employee. But here's why they don't tell you. You already have everything you need to change that. It's because you just need the right strategy. And that's exactly what I'm going to give you today. Now, before we dive into the strategy, let me quickly explain. My name's AJ. I've helped build our family practice from $5K a month to $130K per month, and we're continuing to thrive. And so my clients have gone from being trapped in low-paying agency jobs and being burnt out to actually having clarity and freedom and the flexibility to build their own on their own terms. And the best part, none of them had to quit jobs and hope for the best and figure out what they're going to do next financially. They all made a transition strategically, keeping their income stable while building their practice on the side. All right, my bad. I had to go ahead and get this on. I'm struggling today. Work with me. Let's get into this. So our first phase is going to be the foundation, right? You want to build your business infrastructure while keeping your day job. Second phase is going to be our test phase. We're going to start off with a couple clients, validate everything's working. Phase 3, vision. Do the math, the data guide your choices. And phase 4, transition. We want to make the move strategically without losing income. This isn't about taking a leap of faith. This is about building a bridge where you are today and where you want to be. All right. So the entire process may take you a couple months, but by the end, you'll have a thriving practice that replaces your day job and your 9 to 5 and exceeds your agency income. Let's break down each phase. Phase 1, build while you work. Now, it's all about finding your foundation while keeping your current job. This phase typically takes a couple months, maybe 1 to 3, and you'll do everything in evenings or weekends or whenever you're not working your 9 to 5. But we're going to use our 9 to 5 to fund our 5 to 9, right? Now, here's your exact checklist. First, you want to register your LLC, and that protects you legally, separates your business from your personal finances. Most states allow you to do it online, maybe around $200 under. Also, you want to do your EIN. I like to start off with names. You don't have to I don't want you to spend all the time trying to figure out what you want to call the practice, unless you already know. But the easiest thing to do is get an EIN with your name. All right, so that's the first thing. Second, Now you get the professional liability insurance. This is non-negotiable. You can get coverage through companies like HPSO or the trust for around $200, $400 per year. Now, a video about that, you can Google it. Just put these steps down. Third, I'm going to want you to open a business account, not a separate checking account in your personal, and actually an official one. So once you have the EIN number that you can get online for free, you can use that EIN to open up a business bank account. I personally use Relay, so I recommend only what we use. Relay is easy. You can use Chase if you already have one though. And fourth, you're going to choose your practice management system. EHR tool. You already know what it is. You've been filling out what's in it. I recommend Simple Practice because it's as simple as the title, and it handles scheduling, billing, notes. They're adding some AI stuff in there, client communication. It's an all-in-one platform. So that's why I really recommend it. And here's what's crucial. You're not seeing clients yet in phase one. You're just building the infrastructure. So this means you can do everything while keeping your full-time job without any conflicts of interest. All right. And most therapists can complete phases one, probably like, you should be able to do it in like a week or two, but give yourself 4 to 6 weeks so you don't reach burnout. Give yourself grace. But by dedicating a few hours each weekend to set up the task, right? Give yourself a allotted time slot to work on these things. Total investment for phase one, say a couple $100, 400, maybe 200, 400. And you'll make it back your first month of seeing your private practice clients. So it works out. But let's go ahead and get into our second phase. All right, we're running through this. I hope you're actually taking notes and writing this down and get ready to actually implement, execute. Every week, we want to take steps to this goal. Now, phase two, extremely exciting. Why, you say? Because we are officially going to be opening up, right? This is your grand opening. You should be celebrating. Now, this is where you're going to start with actual clients. But let's be strategic. Start with 2 to 3 clients in some evening slots that you're not working. So dedicate maybe 6 to 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. on the weekdays, or some Saturday morning slots, that some stuff you wouldn't offer to your 9 to 5, but it's worth your freedom. So open up some of those other slots you have. Let's do some math, because you're going to cap yourself at 8 to 10 clients maximum during this phase, so you don't get burnt out and sick of it. And I know it's tempting to take on more, but this phase is about testing and validating, not maximizing income yet. All right, now let's actually do some math. 8 clients per week, right? At $110 per session, that equals about $960 to $1,200 a week. So if you do 10. Now, 10 clients, getting you to that $1,200 per week is $4,800 per month. Remember, this is on top of your current 9 to 5 salary. So you're not replacing anything just yet. You're just adding revenue streams to actually fund it. See what I'm saying? You don't have to go figure it out, stress out, back against the wall. You can actually build up the nest egg and get it done. So in this phase, you'll learn crucial lessons. So how to market yourself, how to handle your own billing, what type of clients you want to work with, how much you can do realistically, handle alongside your day job, what your capacity is at, who do you want on your team, what that looks like. This phase typically lasts 2 to 4 months. Don't rush it, but the goal is to prove to yourself that you consistently fill these slots and manage the administration work without getting burnt out and feel like you can't do this no more. I just couldn't help myself because it's my personality. These days right here, they're gone. It's the end of it. Let's get into phase 3. Phase 3, extremely important. This is where you do the math. All right, so this is where you're going to let the data guide your decisions. Now, this is not about emotions or dreams. This is cold, hard numbers. Just want to make that clear. All right, so let's look at a real example. Your agency salary is probably $3,500 a month. Your side practice is generating $4,800 per month with just 10 clients. Now, your side practice is already generating more revenue than your full-time job, but we need to account for some expenses. Your business expenses might be $800 to $1,000 per month. Now, if you're doing in person, you might also have rent on top of that. So this covers insurance, software, and any materials that you need. Maybe even marketing if you have to go that route. So we'll just say $800 to $1,000, but your net income from private practice is around $3,800 to $4,000 per month. Now, here's the decision point. You're making more money working 10 hours per week in your private practice than you are working 40 hours per week in the agency. Agency, $3,500 a month, maybe 160 hours of work. It's like $21.87, not including taxes being taken out. Private practice, $4,000 a month for 40 hours of work. It's like $100 per hour. The math is clear, but what's even better is you're only at 25% of your capacity in your own private practice. You could easily see 40 clients per week if you wanted to. Then this is when most therapists realize they're ready for phase 4. Let's look at this. Making that move. This is what you've been waiting for. This is that exciting part. You are your own boss. You control your time. It is valuable. It's about making that transition and being strategic with it. Notice I didn't say quit your job tomorrow. There are several ways to do this. Option 1, go part-time at your agency. Many agencies offer part-time positions. Work 20 hours at the agency, 20 hours in your own practice. This gives you steady income while you scale. Or you can go option 2, become a contractor. Some agencies will hire you as 1099, and they give you more flexibility to build your practice on the side. You have more control. Option 3, per diem, work as needed at the agency while focusing primarily on your own business. The key is actually maintaining some steady income while you scale your practice to a full capacity. Hope you got that. Now, here's what the full capacity looks like. If you're comfortable seeing 25, 30 clients per week at 120 per session, that's about $3,000 to $3,600 per week, or $12,000 to $14,400 per month in gross revenue. Even after expenses, you're looking at $10,000 to $12,000 per month in your net income alone. That's $120,000 to $144,000 per year. And you're working the same number of hours you worked at the agency, but you're making more, 3x more, and you have full control of your schedule. You get to go to your kids' practices. You get to be a part of first day of school, pickup, anything that you would like to need or feel the need is your primary obligations. Which on the record, my favorite thing is being able to take my kids to and from school and that time with them. But now you see, this is where that freedom comes into play. You have control. No one's telling you what to do. No one's taking your best years so you can have a decent worst end of your years. You get to take full control of that. And there's some mistakes I do want you to avoid in the process of this. So some mistakes you want to avoid is not saving enough. And before I show you the timeline, let me share with you the 3 biggest mistakes I see therapists make during this transitional phase. So the first one is not saving enough. Number 1 mistake, even with a smooth transition, you need emergency fund. You need to have a nest egg to set aside. Save at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses before making any major moves. Mistake number 2, they're underpricing their services. Do not charge $60 per session unless that's your referral program fee. We'll say that for another video. But because you don't want to do that for feeling guilty, your agency charges $150. You should charge at least $100 to, there are agencies that charge $150. You should charge at least $100 to $120. All right, you have the same training, the same licenses, the same skills, and you're just gonna have to run it like a business. Yes, it's your own, and you can do whatever you want to it. However, you should have these foundations set, and it should be run the same way as if you were working with another agency. You have some rules that meet your culture, your vision, and abide by those rules. 3, they have no systems from day one. Please don't try to manage everything with spreadsheets and paper files. It's 2025. Invest in proper practice management software. We have technology. We need to use it to our advantage from the beginning. It pays off immediately. And this is how you're going to avoid creeping back into that burnout range. We don't want to get back over there. We want to stay as far away as possible. Right? This is for you to sustain and build a practice that lives beyond and keeps going beyond you. And this mistake can actually just delay your transition by months and even years, unfortunately. So learn from others' mistakes so you don't have to go through the same ones, right? You don't need to go through it. They made a mistake for you, but just learn from those situations. Now, let's give you a realistic timeline of this entire process. So months 1 to 3 is your foundation phase. You're going to set up your business, get insurance, choose your systems, who you want to work with. If you're cash pay, then you're going to choose cash pay, but no clients yet. All right. Months 4 to 6, testing phase. Start with 2 to 3 in the evening, gradually build up to 8 to 10 clients maximum. Then we can transition into months 7 to 9. Your decision phase, analyze your numbers, plan your transition strategically, and we'll get into months 10 to 12. Your transition phase, you're going to reduce the agency hours, scale your private practice to full capacity. We're going to switch it around. And then you can notice this in 12-month process, not a 12-week process. Remember, slow and smooth and fast. Now, there are ways and situations where I do recommend you do it faster, but that's not everyone's case. So that's why I'm going from the slow basis. I don't want you to rush into starting something and then you have to go back, close down, and work for another agency again. I've talked to those who've done that as well. And it's an unfortunate situation we definitely avoid. Therapists who try to rush this process, they often fail. And that's because they haven't built that solid foundation. This is all about having your foundation. If you have a solid foundation that you build a house on, you can always build the house back up, right? If your foundation isn't sturdy, it's going to crumble no matter how many times you put together. The ones who follow this timeline systematically, they have a 90% success rate. So please follow it. I help my clients do this in just 90 days. So I created a detailed transition plan that walks them through every single step, every single step by step. That way they have every system set up and every decision to point along the way and build a practice that works for them and not against them. So this is the same plan I've used and it works and it helps and it's very successful. If that's something that you're interested in, you can go ahead and DM me Clarity on Instagram. We can get you help. Now, here's what I want you to remember. You already have everything you need to build a thriving private practice. Remember that you have the skills, you have the knowledge, you have the education, the license, and the heart to help people, which is most important. Now, the only thing standing between you and financial freedom is having the right strategy and systems and the courage to execute on it. All right? You're not just a therapist. You're not just a clinician. You're working for someone else's dream, but you're actually the CEO of your own career, your own life, and it's time to start acting like it. Now, if the video helped you out and you think it helped someone else, please share it with them. Let's go ahead and build a practice that works for you and not against you. I'll see you in the next one.